Hey, mic check. Mic check 1 2. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 444. It's Saturday, no topic today. So it's probably gonna be a short episode. Not much going on other than just eBay, 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 shipping listing. Uh Goal 50,000 listings by October 15th, 2022. I think I'm going to crush that goal. I'm really finding a good rhythm. Um, it's just having enough. It's just having enough inventory ready to list. That's going to be the biggest obstacle to get around. But I'm this week really well. Over 1,100 listings added to my eBay store this week. Um, did another 200 and about 240 added yesterday, which was significantly more than I expected. My goal was just the regular 100 for Friday, but I'm really kicking into high gear. I have a good method down, to where it's just getting faster and faster. So that goal is 50,000 for next October. But I think I'll be able to hit that. Now I'm the the problem is going to be like once the warm weather hits and well, in spring training I'll spend a week in Arizona. Fingers crossed we get out of the lockout. So that's going to slow down. So um but I still think I can hit that 50,000 for as long as I just have to keep crushing it here in the winter months, when I'm not outside, when I'm not traveling. So just gonna keep crushing it, and a lot of shipping today, and I don't have anything going on this weekend. So typically I don't list much on the weekend, just small pile of cards listing on my phone. So maybe I'll hit the file exchange and do 100 or 200 or more this weekend. What do we have in the chat? Low Roller Scratcher, what's up? Diego, good morning to you. Did you get card show this month? Nope, I did not do any card shows this month. Don't plan on it. My next show will be January. Will be the second weekend in January. That'll be the Rockford show, and then I'll do and then my show in Madison on January 29th. So December, I'm laying low on the buying front. Not buying anything. I did, however, I used some Tops Now points. I got into the F1, so you can use whatever you purchase on Tops. You can sign up for rewards, and you can use those points toward Tops Now purchases. And I was kind of late to the game on this because I don't do Tops Now. But there's some cool Tops Now stuff out there, and especially with the bat. What I first used it on was the basketball overtime, just basically speculating and prospecting some of these basketball guys, and some of these are projected lottery picks in the next couple NBA drafts. So I used like the very first set that came out. I used, and then yesterday there was some F1 Tops Now, and I know F1 is hugely popular, but I went ahead and I bought a 5-pack of the F2 champion, and it's got the rookie card mark. So I just bought the 5. I'm going to put it with my overtime elite basketball Tops Now cards and set them aside. And I used my Tops points. I ended up having to pay because the rewards you can do like a $25 gift card and then up to a $40 gift card. I only had at the time like $39 in my account. So I just used the $25 and then paid like $10 out of pocket. So for a 5-pack. So that's about the only purchase I made card wise this month. What's up, Dan? Good evening to you. Low Roller says you can take a break listing when you are spring break. Yeah, I don't have a spring break, but my spring break will be spring training, Arizona. Bought 2 Burley A&G Chromes today, normal base and mini gold of 50. Very nice. So yeah, so that's that's what I was up to yesterday. Then last night, I did some shipping and did some organization. My baseball, I think everything I added this week, at least everything on File Exchange was baseball. So I had 1,000 cards, excuse me, 1,000 cards to organize because when I list, there's no like it's not in order, and I set my baseball inventory by year and set. So there's a lot of sorting that has to go on. So got ahead of that, and we'll finish that up today. Um, what else did I do? I did finally move the boxes out of the doorway, so I didn't break an ankle. A day late on that, but I got that last night. So then on this shelf is just kind of like my inventory shelf. At some point, oh man, I'm having all kinds of throat issues this morning. At some point, I'm gonna have to um make some room for my 25-cent boxes. What's up, Boom Slang? Good morning. I'm gonna have to make some room for my 25-cent boxes. I still have a bunch of those in my car from Thanksgiving weekend. So they're just, and I kind of I'll bring one in the house and go through it, and some of the older boxes, some of the old inventory that's just sits in my quarter boxes, and then put those in File Exchange. I actually had really good results. eBay was kind of slow. I had a really slow Monday, and then Tuesday was popping, and then Wednesday, Thursday, my sales were low. And then all of a sudden yesterday, and especially after I listed the new inventory yesterday, all of a sudden last night, I got that week, and it's kind of been the last month, I would say the winter. And I guess technically we're still a few days away from winter, but um, I haven't had that weekend rush like I do during the spring, summer, and into the fall, where Monday through Thursday, the sales are slow, and then all of a sudden, starting Friday, going through Sunday, you see that big weekend pickup. And I didn't have that through much of November and into December. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see that weekend rush. What's up, Ken? Good morning to you. Are you ever caught up on shipping? No, never. Do you ship daily or alternate shipping and listing days? So I ship all the time. I'm never caught up. Um, you know, I can get caught up, but then and then I make some sales, and it gets back up to 10 or 15 before I ship some more. So I'm never caught up. In fact, last night when I just I'm usually caught up. It kind of depends. Some things ship same day. Some are 3 days, and I have a 4-day handling on my eBay listings, and that may hurt my algorithm. But waking up this morning, I'm at 90. I have 97 items to ship. I think I was down to like 35 or 40 last night when and I'll ship so like a standard weekday. I'll wake up, I'll come down, I'll do some packages in the morning before I go live. I go live at 7, and then after I finish my Hobby Evolution episode, I'll ship for, an hour, 2, 3 hours sometimes all morning, depending on the amount. And then I'll go upstairs, I'll do some File Exchange for a couple hours. I'll come back down, do like an afternoon shipping, go back upstairs, do some more I kind of just rotate just to keep my mind I hate doing the same thing repeatedly all day long. So, I don't want to sit in front of my computer and list on File Exchange 5-8 hours straight. I don't want to ship 5 to 8 hours straight. So I found that's actually helped me a lot in being more efficient is taking and I'm not taking a break. I'm still, I'm doing one or the other. So, in the morning I'll spend a couple hours shipping. My break in quotes is just going upstairs and listing on File Exchange. And that kind of gives me Twitter time and blowout forums time. So I can, I'll type some File Exchange, I'll see what's on Twitter. So it just kind of gives my mind a break where I'm not doing the same monotonous task, for hours on end. So I'll do that for a couple hours, come back down, do some shipments, and then just kind of rotate back and forth. And I'm doing that day and night. I'm doing that. Last night I think I didn't go upstairs until I don't know 9 p.m., 9:30. Um, so it's just back and forth, back and forth. Let's see. So that was Ken's question. And yeah, so I ship daily and throughout, multiple times, morning, noon, and night, basically. Let's see. Low roller, you still selling on ComC? Seinfeld reference, the mail never stops. You can ship your card without leaving it home. Yep. And in a lot of stuff, I just, walk out to the end of the driveway and put it in the mailbox. But I also like leaving my home, just to keep my sanity. I go to the post. I haven't been to the post office. I drive to the post office. And so, and I've talked about this before, our post office it's in the downtown. It's basically it's Middleton is where I use, and it's basically a Madison suburb. And it's got like it's the downtown area is like a Hallmark. Ken will get this reference. Downtown Middleton is like a Hallmark Christmas movie. And so in the post office it's kind of weird because everything around it is like brand new. Well, everything toward the downtown, well, for the most part, is like brand new. They've got a bunch of brand new, like mini mall, not mini mall, but those type of structures right next to the post office. The post office looks like just like an old brick blah post office. Anyway, it's got a small parking lot, and across the there's a coffee shop, and and I've talked about this. That's like the main, you know, people will park because the parking in front of the coffee shop is also limited. And then across the street is the post office parking lot, which is small. So people will use, if there's open spots in the post office, they'll use that and walk across to the coffee shop. Well, there's probably only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 8. There's probably only 12 to 15 spaces in the post office parking lot. And usually there's a lot more people, a lot more cars coming in, especially once you hit Thanksgiving week and through this week. It's just it's insanity. And there's a roadblock outside on the street because people are waiting to turn in. So I'll basically come around the curve and I'll see if there's cars waiting to get in to the parking lot, the post office parking lot. There's 6 big blue boxes on the across the street, and I'll just take a left and I'll drop all my packages in the post office. But it helps me, and the reason I'm saying all this is it keeps my sanity leaving the house. So being in the house all day just drives me nuts. So it could be as little as going to the post office, running to Target, picking up my Casey's Taco Pizza last night, which was delicious. If you're not from the Midwest or haven't been and haven't experienced a real Midwest gas station taco pizza, it's amazing. And I know it may look gross, may sound gross, but it's delicious. And I know Ken can attest. Dan's probably had Casey's Taco Pizza. Zach's probably had it. I know you guys are Midwesterners or at one point from the Midwest. So I had my Casey's Taco Pizza, and I'm excited because I've got some left over for lunch. My wife is not into the gas station pizza. In fact, usually I only order it when she's like she goes out with friends or she's out of town. So I think this might have been the first time where she was home and she's like, I'm just going to eat something, around the house. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of in a pizza mood. So picked up the Casey's Pizza, opened it up, and she's like, why is there lettuce on your pizza? And I'm like, it's a taco pizza. Let's see. Dan says, does your hair look like this when you roll out of bed? Yeah, this is my bed head. I just rolled out of bed and didn't touch it. That's because I had some product yesterday, and I'm a morning showerer. So I don't shower at night, and I know that's probably gross because whatever hair stuff is probably on my pillow. Um, so yeah, roll out of bed, hair looks like this. Um, ComC was offering free listings last month. Ken says, I understand needing to get out. My new job is 100% remote. And it's great. Like, I mean, it's definitely for me, it's way, 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 way better than the alternative of the industry I was in and just being stuck in the office. And especially when there's stressful situations, working in the office, and especially if it's like you're upset with a coworker, and I would just sit there and stew. And um, and then I worked from home during COVID, and stressful situation comes up, I can go take the dog for a walk. I can, if it was in the winter, just jump on the treadmill for 5 minutes. But when you're stuck in the office, and our new office was like on the 5th floor of a tall office building, and it's like you can't just walk outside and get some fresh air. So yeah, and even like now, it's like the I would say way less stressful, but there's still stress because now it's like now I have to really work. I can't take an hour off. I can't just hang out at the water cooler. I have to keep working all day to keep that money coming in. And so there's that stress, but it's a much better stress. What size is that Casey's Taco Pizza, and how much is it? I've never had it. So I think it only comes in one size. I think because it's a specialty pizza, it's a large. I don't think they make a small or a medium or anything like that. You can buy it by the slice in the store in the gas station. So it was a large, and I think after tax it was like $17. So very very reasonably priced. And I joked about it last night. There was all these people like saying it's disgusting, and I'm like, you know what? Uh, I should have I may hit the 1 million Cubs for the National 2023, which is back in Chicago. Looked it up. There's a Casey's like 10 minutes away in Itasca from the Stevens Convention Center. I should like rent a room and have a 1 million Cubs project Casey's taco party. Be even better if with all the pub I give them on Twitter, maybe they'll sponsor it. Let's see. Ken says, I'm all eBay now, done with ComC. The Faltsy says, I live by Casey's corporate office, so you must be near Ankeny, Iowa. I just know that because I grew up in Illinois, and there's like what's the saying? Chicago, there's a Walgreens on every corner. In the Midwest, it's like every small town, especially Illinois and Iowa. Every small town, no matter how small. I mean, we're talking like 100 people. Like Casey's is the only there's a post office and a Casey's in every town in Illinois and Iowa. Now, unfortunately, it's not like that in Wisconsin. And I'm like Madison, so I'm not like there's not small towns around like close to me. Verona's the Verona Casey's is the closest to me, which now it's like a 5-minute drive. So that's close. But then after that, it's like a 20-minute drive to a small town to the south. And there's not too many Casey's like in the Madison. We're like a quick trip city. Like there's a quick trip just down the street from me, like a block. So I have to drive a little bit. Every street corner in Ankeny has a Casey's. Yep, absolutely. Dan says, other than driving up and down I-57 to Charleston, I didn't get out of Chicagoland much in adulthood. Oh yeah, and yeah, there's probably not many Casey's like in Chicago. I'm sure there's probably half a dozen in Charleston though, Casey's general stores. Ken says, I also understand why Bo wants to sell eBay only and not Twitter, Facebook, etc. Efficiency. Oh yeah, like and if you're doing volume, and that's the thing, like people say, well, you can avoid eBay fees on Twitter and Facebook. It's like I would literally need, with the volume I have, with what I can put on eBay in 250 listings, like easy in a day, easy. In dealing with that type of volume on like another platform where there's no CRM, a management software, it's like there's no way. I mean, you'd be running in circles, and it's just that 11.5% or 10.35 or 11.5%, 12.35%. It's like worth its weight in gold for what eBay does. And if you're only selling a few things, if you're selling 10 items a day or less, like, yeah, sell on Twitter, sell on Facebook, sell on other platforms. But if you're doing, I have I'm close to 9,000 listings now, listing over, I think 1,100 this week alone, and just dealing with that type of volume, boom, keeping it eBay, one-stop shop. People can find me. Here's the link. It's just so easy. eBay CRM is worth the fee alone. So yeah, if you're dealing with volume, it's all about efficiency and all that. And if you've been in like Salesforce is a CRM. If you've done any like sales where you've used a CRM, you know how valuable those are and how expensive they can be. I guess if you work for corporate, you don't realize the expense, but they're very expensive. And so just the CRM capabilities of eBay alone, well worth the fees you're paying. Not to mention the millions upon millions upon millions of eyeballs. If you go to a Facebook group, it has 10,000. I think the largest group has like 40,000, and most of them are probably around the 10,000. Twitter, if you only have 2,000 followers, well, it's not going to reach much. And I know if you beg for retweets, you might get a couple more thousand, but eBay, boom, you put it on, millions upon millions of eyeballs right away. Haven't explored much of Illinois, so you've never seen Dan. You have had to see a case. If you drove I-57, let's get a map out. I don't believe this, Dan, because you went to school at EIU, and I'm sure there's at least 2 Casey's in Charleston. So let's bring up a map. So when I don't have a topic to talk about, I can look up I-57 Illinois map. Because I know just from driving, you've had to at least seen it, and maybe you didn't stop at one, but I know you've probably seen it in passing, because I-57 is like the rural interstate. That goes through like rural Illinois. Oh, so I'm too far south. So Mattoon. So there's Arcola. Oh yeah, Tuscola. I bet every one of these towns has a Casey's. Pasodum. What city is this? Oh, that's Champaign. Where else? Rantoul. I know Rantoul's got a couple. Paxton, Loda, Buckley, Gilman, Ashcombe. Oh, Shabans and Clifton. You go through Kankakee, Mantino, Bonee, up into the south suburbs. Yeah. So there's definitely, I bet every stop has a Casey's along that way. Don't recall seeing one in Mattoon or Charleston. Let's do Casey's General Store near Charleston, Illinois. I've only been to Charleston a few times. There is one on 1900 18th Street, which, let's see. And I know it's been a while since you were in Charleston, but let's see. So the Casey's, there looks like there's only one in Charleston. It is, are you familiar with 18th Street or Garfield Avenue? Looks like that's where it's at. Who knew we'd be talking about the geography of Casey's General Store locations? Let's see. General Store near Charleston, Illinois. So it's only giving me that one. Anyway, okay, back to the chat. Ken says, I also couldn't sell these player lots on Twitter. Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, some of the stuff like the standard envelope shipping on Twitter, which, by the way, I am doing exclusively. My PWE is now exclusively standard envelope, because my stamp guy said that stamps have gone up and he doesn't get the discounts. Um, so I ran out, I think last week. So now all of my PWE, which there's no 99-cent listings anymore. Well, there are. They're old. They're grandfathered in. I'm not adding new 99-cent because now I'll be taking a hit on the profit margin. And I've been selling a lot of just single sales. Like people aren't taking advantage of the 10% off or the 25% off. So it's like, 99-cent here, 99-cent there. Well, the goal is to, entice people to buy multiple cards. So even if they buy, if they buy 3 cards at 297, take the 10% off, another 30 cents, there's some profit margin. But if all my sales are 99-cent free shipping, I'm losing on each transaction. And I'm cool with losing money on a few transactions, because it's a loss leader. But when I'm seeing the majority of just single card transactions, then so now it's $1.50, $1.50 free shipping or best offer. So in some cases it depends. If somebody throws me offer, and I get a lot of dollar offers on $1.50 cards. And if I was doing the old stamp, where I'm only paying 38 cents for the stamped envelope, then I'm okay with taking that dollar offer. But in many cases, like yesterday, I added, 250 cards, and I'm getting dollar offers, within a few hours of those listings hitting eBay. And it's like, nope, I'm just going to sit, or I'll counter it like $1.30. $1.25 is kind of, I countered $1.25, and then, I'll take that. But that's just so there's at least somewhat of a profit margin. Although it's minimal, it's still there, just like with the 99-cent free shipping with my 38-cent stamped envelopes, which until further notice, out of stock. So I'm having to use the standard envelopes. Dan can't remember shit. Let's see. The Fighting Romos in Eastern Illinois. I went to NIU 94.95, EIU 97.99. eBay is the same as my eBay here. The show this morning is taking a turn like Monday nights sometimes do, right? Like the chicken episode. This is the Casey's General Store episode. Chickens and pizza. I'm converting to free shipping and baking and shipping. I love that. And I talked about that the other day on Hobby Evolution, where, or I think it was, maybe it was just on Twitter. I can't remember. Dan, I can't remember shit either. I just do free shipping on everything because it's easier to maintain and handle within eBay, because it can get clunky. So if I just bake in that shipping cost within the overall price, people know, hey, I'm not paying shipping. I can buy all these cards. There's no additional shipping cost. And I know that, I'm not going to lose money on postage or whatnot, or I'm not going to have to give a discount if for whatever reason it charges a crazy amount of shipping. I don't have to go back and, run a discount or anything like that, do a refund, etc. What's up, Jenny? Good morning. Jenny has been missing out on the Casey's Pizza Talk. I know Jenny's been to a Casey's. Yep, there it is. I love Casey's Pizza. Jenny's in Minnesota. Dan says Jenny's been, let's see. Jenny says, I was just wondering on how you stay motivated in the single card sales of 99 cents because I'm losing motivation. What keeps me motivated? Well, two things keep me motivated. Number one, the sales. The sales keep me motivated. And I will, like I mentioned on Tuesday or on Wednesday morning show, I had a great day Tuesday. And it's like, I'll probably have a crappy day today. And guess what? I did. I don't know. Maybe that's my negative thinking. It happened. But I had a down Wednesday, and it really got in my head. But you have to look at the bigger picture. And so, Jenny, what I would suggest is run your numbers, and if you have a certain amount of inventory, what do you realistically think you can list? How many items? And just run the numbers. This is the slowest month in sales, so I know it can be really frustrating. I battle frustration throughout the day, every day, because I look and it's like I can't maintain this. But I look at the bigger picture and I run the numbers and I extrapolate out. I've only got 8,000-9,000 listings, but here's what I'm averaging per day. Here's my average transaction. Yeah, it's not where I want to be right now, but if I keep feeding listings on a daily basis like I have been doing and getting to that 50,000 listings goal, based on all the numbers and extrapolating that out, then I'm going to be sitting good and I'm going to be doing really well. And so sometimes it is a grind. So you just have to keep grinding, look at the big picture, and you just have to, and that's what gives me hope. And I run those numbers like not just once a day. I run them. I shouldn't. I shouldn't, because it's a mindset thing where, um, you know, if you're trying to lose weight and you step on a scale 3 times a day, and you gain 0.4 pounds, and maybe you didn't eat anything all day, or you less whatever, and you gained 0.4 pounds, and it's like, oh, I'm going backwards, and it's frustrating. So I know in my mind I shouldn't be looking at my numbers so often, but I'm number motivated. And sometimes I see, and I look and I crunch the numbers, and it's like, oh, I just made 16 sales. Okay, my numbers are back up and we're still on pace. And everything, even in December, and I look at this and it's like, okay, here's my sales in December. They really suck, but it's a certain percentage off of what it is going to be in January, February, March, which typically, if you're selling baseball cards, that's going to be your higher months of sales just ahead of the season. So it's all about the mindset. So just keep a positive mindset, run the numbers, get some goals, and just chase those numbers. And it varies. Some people aren't motivated like that. I am. Like, I love seeing numbers. That's what motivates me. So if you are motivated by numbers, I would take that line of thinking. Let's see. My city of 9,000 people has 2 Casey's. Very nice. We are slow. We are quick tripped out. Although, hey, nothing against Quick Trip. But I much prefer the Casey's pizza over the Quick Trip pizza. Although those Quick Trip donuts, holy moly, those Quick Trip donuts, those are something else. And I don't like donuts. I'm not a donut guy, but I love Quick Trip donuts. Matt, what's up? Good morning to Matt. Check out Armalopes yet. Ships PWE under 1 ounce. People love them. Armalopes. No. I've never heard of Armalopes. Armalopes. I'm going to Google that right now. Card shells. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because it's an overhead cost that it's $9 for 50. Yeah, that's just too much. I want my standard I just want regular envelopes. I can get them for 2 cents a piece. I got to keep my costs down. $9 divided by 50. That's 18 cents. That's way too much. Yeah, not going to do that. Freight is everywhere. It isn't free shipping. It is freight inclusive. Fancy term. Out. Have a great day. See you, Zach. Thank you very much. eBay is fickle. Need consistent listing. Are you saving drafts and deploying same number daily? I am. Yeah. I mean, I list about my minimum is 100 listings added per day. I did over 1,100 this week, so I did 200 a day this week. So yeah, I do them in bulk uploads, and then like this morning, I added 5 cards this morning. So I just keep after it. Jenny says I had someone buy an international sale where I shipped to Kentucky. They said going to have to leave negative because they spent $13 for shipping and I paid 53 cents. I had to explain I didn't get the $13. That's a buyer that's doesn't understand the international eBay shipping. That sucks. I hope they don't leave you a negative. If they do, you can fight that. Go to eBay. I actually had a case recently where I fought to eBay about a negative feedback, and they took it down like eBay took it down, the negative feedback down immediately. So if they do, that's something that eBay will definitely favor you in that case. So if they do leave a negative feedback, you can fight that. I can't remember the avenue I went. I don't know if I did a chat or If I did refute negative, I think I just did refute negative. I think you have to give the listing number and then just describe what happened. And then, yeah, like mine was like literally like an hour. Like, I mean, it took less than an hour for them to erase the negative feedback that was left. Jenny, remember, even if the sales aren't there today, as you have more and more months from now, it's going to pay off. Plus, we are in the slow season. Definitely. This is the absolute worst time for card sales. We're a week away from Christmas. I think we'll see maybe next week we'll start to see that upward descent because people now have eBay gift cards that were in their stocking. And then we move into January and people are getting excited for baseball season. Hopefully, again, fingers crossed, we get out of the lockout. And we move toward spring training and all that good stuff. And then boom, we're starting that upward trend. I just keep praying because I just want to downsize these boxes here, there, and everywhere. I just discovered tons more at the parents I forgot I had. I love those hidden gems. I love finding new cards that I knew I had, but I forgot I had. I had the boxes hidden under my bed, forgot about it, gave my bed to my niece, and more boxes and binders of cards. Ken says, plus the more you have listed, the more likely to sell multiple items on one transaction. Absolutely. And that's kind of been my line of thinking with everybody question, well, how do you make any money 99-cent shipping? Well, you have to remember it's not on the single 99-cent sale. It's on the big picture. It's when somebody comes in and says, oh, wow, I can get all these cards for 99 cents a piece. And I get a discount at the end if I buy X amount. And all of a sudden it's a 25 or 30 card order. And you just got rid of, and these are essentially the 99-cent cards, the $1.50 cards that I have in my eBay store are basically 25-cent cards in my bargain boxes. So I'm just moving stale inventory that hasn't sold at card shows out of my 25-cent boxes into my eBay store. And, one way or another, maybe it's not getting traction on eBay. Boom, put it on, put it at a card show. I haven't reached that reverse point yet. But it may, some point next year, maybe once I hit that 50,000 and there's stale inventory, maybe, an autograph that hasn't sold for $3 in my eBay store, for 16 months or whatever, they give you a notice sometimes. This item hasn't sold in 16 months. I'll put that in a dollar box. Matt says, LOL, I've been parking in authorized vehicle only mail truck spots for 2 weeks now. Obviously 10-minute delay. It's the parking situation sucks at post offices right now. Jenny says, I cannot believe the negative and neutral on your eBay. People saying don't ship PWE. What they think they're getting 99 cents free shipping, a gold platter. Yeah, and what's unfortunate. So I have, it used to piss me off, but now it's just kind of, I'll try to dispute some of them, but sometimes eBay doesn't. The last one that I disputed was wiped off, but I have 5 negatives in the last 12 months. And let's see. So one of them was sold me a card, printed a shipping label, item never arrived. This person, in all of the negatives that were left, they didn't reach out. They just left me a negative feedback. And if you also notice, 3 of the 5 are less than 100 feedback. One only has 5 feedback. He never checked to see if it ever arrived. Well, I'm sorry, I can't follow up with every transaction to make sure your card arrived or not. So that was, again, and I think most of these were last December when the mail was crazy. Another negative, never received item. Again, reach out. You'll get your money back, in an apology, like, I'm sorry, did not get it. Again, same thing. These are all plain white envelope without tracking because I use the discounted stamps. Had to contact to even get a refund. Well, I don't know if your plain white envelope arrives or not. And that is a downside to shipping on the PWE stamps. But actually, I think that one might have came before standard envelope was introduced. And if you want a refund, you're going to have to contact me because I don't know if it arrived. And that person, by the way, did get a full refund. So those are just annoyances. You can ask the person to but usually if they're going to leave you negative, they're going to be like, screw you, I don't want to take it off. And then I have the ones that really annoy me are the new, and of course those annoy me, but the neutrals. One of my neutral feedbacks: great item, well packaged, thanks. That's a neutral feedback. Another person said cards not shipped in top loaders, only penny sleeves. Horrible way to ship, which is a lie. Which is probably somebody who just copy and pasted their previous transaction, because I think it's default to whatever your last description was. I always ship in top loaders, now card savers. Every card, if it's a single, comes in a top loader or penny sleeve. I never ship in only a penny sleeve. So that's just a lie. And that one I had to reply to. This guy says never ship PWE. Come on, please. It says it in the description, shipped PWE. And it was probably a 99-cent card. Come on. Never got this card. Refund, please. That person, they just had to, if they would have reached out beforehand, they would have got they did get their refund. This guy says took way too long to refund. It was probably a couple days. Never received item, partially refunded. It was fully refunded. I'm not sure why they thought it was partial. And then the ones that really get me, and I tried to dispute these, and for some reason eBay didn't care, and the person never checked their messages. 3 neutrals, and they all say thank you, exclamation point. So those are my neutrals and negatives. It's annoying, but it's the cost of doing business at times. And eBay has told me in the past, when I've tried to, back when you could call eBay customer service, I would say, hey, because I had to change my username, because I had an unfortunate incident where a bunch of CDs were shipped, and it was on me because I didn't package them well enough. They were like half of them were damaged in shipping, and the person wanted a refund. Well, they only sent back some of the CDs. They kept the more value. It was a lot of like maybe 20 CDs, and probably 10 or 12 were like garbage CDs, not literally the band garbage, but just crappy CDs. And there were like 5 or 6 that were like had value. And they didn't send me those back. They sent me the crap ones. And I said, hey, I'm not going to give you a full refund. You didn't send, well, I want these. And so it was just basically like, you can get your refund, but you have to send me everything back. And they didn't. And so and unfortunately it was like a lot. And I think actually there were multiple items, because there were like 6 or 7 different listings. So they gave me a negative on every single listing. So I had like 7 negatives on this one transaction. And I was going back and forth with eBay for weeks. And they said, well, they had a negative situation. And I had to I sent all my messages, like, there's nothing we can do about it. So with having that, like, all of my ratings went down. This is like 2014, I think. I had just moved to Wisconsin. And I called, and I had multiple conversations on the phone with eBay customer service. And I'm like, they basically scammed me. They wanted a full refund, but only wanted to give partial back. It's like, if you want the full refund, you have to send everything back, and I will give you the full refund. You can't get a full refund, and I'm not going to do that. So eBay's like, well, it was a negative situation, even though they pulled that. They had a negative situation with it, and it's all about the customer experience. That's what the ratings are for. So that frustrated me. So all of my benchmarks were like crap. And so I was a below average seller on my old ID. So I created a new one. And so when you create a new ID, and this is again 7 years ago, when you create a new ID, they limit how many items you can sell. And Ken, you were just through, like, I haven't sold in a while. They're limiting how many items I can sell. So I was limited like 5 or 10 per month. So I created a second ID. And you can create, and this was again 6 or 7 years ago, you can create like 6 IDs connected to one PayPal account. So, and with each of those, say the limit was 10. So you can now have 60 per month, but they won't give you 60 on one account. And so do you know how, like, this is scam, like people can scam skirting the system like this. And they're like, well, this is just the way we do it. And so I created like 6 different accounts, and then I used one as kind of like the main account, that I could build up and get, more listings. And eventually I ran with that. So somewhere out in the cloud, I have like 5 other eBay accounts that haven't been used in 7 years. So that was an annoying, very annoying part of an eBay experience, really bad experience I had as an eBay seller. Um, Let's see. Boomslang says, I find those gems every time I open a box. Some are cards I forget, other cards never seen before. I love the surprises. Opening up a box just the other night, I was rearranging some boxes. I came across a box of Cubs. They were in my Cubs cards, but they were Cubs cards I acquired at the National, and there was like a big stack of dollar cards and quarter cards, and it's like, oh, hey, cool. In fact, I listed one was a Bill Cartwright rookie. I bought it for $1 and out of the singles club box, and listed it for like $5 last night, $4 or $5, and it sold like instantly, sold within hours. And then there was a couple other cards that I picked up on the cheap at the National, and listed last night. Jenny says, I sorted my baseball by team. Wow, game changer on saving time and shipping. Still have to do football and basketball. There's Olivia. What's up, Olivia? She says, Vartek. Wait, you're not watching my mailbox to make sure I get your envelope. My limits were quickly raised. So yeah, Jenny says, oh, and I was late because shoveling snow. 3 days ago, we had 7 tornadoes here. Wild December. I just saw a graphic this morning, our local one of our local news channels. We've had 1 inch of snow this whole season. 1 inch. 1 inch of snow. The average by this date, December 18th, is like 10 or 11 inches of snow. Now, like 2 years ago, we had 10 inches in the month of October. We had 10 inches of snow in 2019, and we've only had 1 inch this entire season. I would say this winter, but technically, we're still 4 days away from winter. But I think, hey, November 1st is the beginning of winter, right? November 1st to in Wisconsin and Minnesota, it's like November 1st to May 1st is winter, and then May 1st to July 1st is spring. July 1st to September 1st is summer. September 1st to November 1st is fall, and then our 6 months of winter. Let's see. We had 2 feet last Saturday. I'm glad it's there and not here. I haven't even. In fact, we had I think we had a dusting of. Oh, no. It was, so last weekend we didn't get snow, but we had rain. We had a lot of rain, and then it ended up freezing up. And so I had, like, where the rain. I live, like, there's kind of a decline on my driveway, so it's really annoying because, like, some of the rain, like, comes from the gutter, and if we get a lot of rain, it'll, like, roll down the driveway, and then it freezes up where it kind of plateaus at the sidewalk and the little grass area before it hits the road. So it, like, there's like a stream of ice right on the sidewalk. So I always have to. It's annoying. Like, every day in the winter, I have to go out and I have to throw some salt down, because people walk their dogs and all that. You want to have clean sidewalk. So and it's like, oh crap, I haven't got it, it's mid-December and I haven't picked up any de-icer, and I haven't tuned up my snowblower. That's the worst, is when you get, like, especially if it's like a big snowstorm where there's like 6 inches or a foot of snow and you haven't used your snowblower yet, and you go to pull the chain and it doesn't. It's like, oh crap, needs oil or gas, and then that's the worst. And then you don't have gas, you have to go to the gas and you have to try to get out of your driveway. I hate Midwest winters, but here I am. Herman says, I haven't seen snow in 4 years. I would gladly trade you places. Let's see, Herman, we have to do FaceTime sometimes so you can see snow and I can see there you go. Trade chickens for the snow. So I had absolutely nothing to talk about this morning, and here we are at 50 minutes. So I'm going to get about my day. I have some eBay shipments. Check out Hobby Hotline later this morning. They're on at 10 a.m. I'm not sure who's on, but check that out. Hobby Hotline, 10 a.m. Central. So about 45 minutes away from that. Let's see. I'll be back on tomorrow, probably same time between 8 and 9. I slept in this morning. I'll likely sleep in tomorrow morning. So probably between 8 and 9 a.m. Maybe some news breaks or something throughout the day. Really, the only thing I'm reading on Twitter in the last week is a bunch of drama and complaints. A lot of negativity. People are frustrated. I don't know why, but so there hasn't really been much to talk about. Which is, I mean, it is December 18th. It's like the slowest time in the hobby. So I guess it's a good thing if we don't have any news. So have a great Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Back again tomorrow morning, and we'll see you then.